I'm gonna show you Wall Street's biggest lie. A lie that was designed to keep you poor and keep you broke. But once you see through the lie, there is nothing stopping you from getting rich. Now this lie has been around for decades. In fact, I would say centuries. This lie has grown the wealth of the richest families in America. And the funny thing is that everyone knows this lie, but no one dares speak up against it. Well, today I am here to tell you the truth. And I hope that you listen to me, because if you don't, you'll keep spinning your wheels and living paycheck to paycheck for the rest of your life. The lie goes something like this. To get rich, you must be smart, you must be lucky, or you must be an expert. You have to know when to buy, when to sell, and which single stock is going to explode next. You have to read a dozen financial articles every morning, and you have to be constantly glued to your phone, watching the market like a hawk. It feels like a game, and for most people, it's a game that's rigged. So you give up before you even start, and you leave your money sitting in a savings account, losing value every single day. The truth is that the secret to becoming a millionaire has nothing to do with any of that. The secret is so simple, so effective, and so boring that the financial industry hopes you never discover it. Now, let's start at the beginning. Why are you even trying to become a millionaire in the first place? I'm guessing that you want to be able to buy whatever you want, whenever you want. Maybe you want to take your kids on an amazing vacation, or pay off your student loans, or buy a house, or retire early. Whatever your reason may be, it's a goal that we can all agree is worth pursuing. Yet despite this simple desire, you probably feel completely overwhelmed by the idea of becoming a millionaire. You've seen those famous investors on TV, and you realize how much money they make, and you assume that you'll never earn that much. Or maybe you're a bit too proud to admit that you know nothing about the stock market, and you're afraid of looking stupid asking questions. Whatever the case may be, you've convinced yourself that this goal isn't achievable for you. But I'm here to tell you that couldn't be further from the truth. I've built 3 different businesses from scratch, and today I teach thousands of students how to become financially free. So let me give you the benefit of my experience and tell you how to become a millionaire without ever picking a stock. Let's pull back the curtain on Wall Street's biggest scam. The very people who want you to believe that you can't succeed without their help. The gurus on TV, the hedge fund managers, the financial planners with their sky-high fees, they're all making their money from your confusion. They make investing sound like a complex puzzle that only they can solve. But the real secret to building wealth isn't about being brilliant, it's about being patient. If you want to reach your financial goals, you don't need to outsmart the market. You simply need to outlast it. Now, unfortunately, this is where most people lose the battle. They try to chase returns, and in doing so, they end up paying massive fees to Wall Street. Or even worse, they fall victim to scams and lose all of their money. But there is a way to avoid all of this, and it starts with understanding that the stock market isn't really a game. Yes, there are winners and there are losers, but that's not because the market is rigged. That's because most people quit before they even get started. The solution is so simple, so effective, and so boring that the financial industry hopes you never discover it. Here it is. The single most powerful investment tool ever created is a low-cost index fund. Think of it like a giant basket. Instead of trying to pick one perfect fruit, you simply buy the entire basket. When you invest in an S&P 500 index fund, you're not betting on a single company to win. You are automatically investing in the 500 largest, most successful companies in the entire country. You own a tiny piece of Apple, Google, Amazon, Tesla, Johnson & Johnson, and hundreds of others all at the same time. While the market goes up and down, your investment doesn't ride on the fate of one company. It rides on the unstoppable power of the entire American economy. You see, almost every company in the United States is part of an index. The most popular index is called the Standard & Poor's 500 or the S&P 500. This index includes 500 of the largest publicly traded companies in the United States. And as a whole, these companies represent the entire U.S. economy. If the U.S. economy does well, these companies do well, and so does the S&P 500. When you buy into an S&P 500 index fund, you're essentially betting on the future growth of the U.S. economy. And that, my friends, is a very safe bet. The proof is undeniable. Over the long run, studies have shown that actively managed funds rarely, if ever, outperform a simple low-cost index fund. So all that effort, all that stress, all that time you spend trying to pick a winner is not just a waste of time. It's actively costing you money. If you want to know which index fund is right for you, comment index below. So let's take a step back and think about the big picture here. What do you really want to achieve? You want to live comfortably, without worrying about money? Maybe you want to travel the world or start a business or spend more time with family. The truth is that you can't achieve any of these things if you're constantly stressed out about your finances. On the other hand, if you have a solid investment portfolio that's steadily growing, you can approach your finances with a sense of calm and confidence. You know that no matter what happens, you're covered, and that peace of mind is priceless. So now that we've established why investing is important, let's talk about how you can get started. And the good news is that it's astonishingly simple. You can start with as little as a few dollars. First, open a brokerage account with a low-cost provider like Vanguard, Fidelity, or Schwab. It takes about 5 minutes. Second, search for a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. Look for one with VO, SPY, or FXAIX in the ticker symbol. Third, set up a recurring deposit. Just $25 a week can grow into a 6-figure retirement portfolio over time. When you automate your investing, you eliminate the emotion. You're not trying to time the market. You're just putting your money on autopilot, and that is the key to success. And yes, there will be times when the market goes down. That's inevitable. But remember, when the market is down, the prices of stocks are lower, meaning you're getting more shares for your money. It's like going to the grocery store when everything is 50% off. You might be thinking, but what if the market crashes? The simple answer is that you do nothing. You keep investing. You keep buying more shares at a lower price. And when the market inevitably recovers, your returns will be even more explosive. This is the difference between being a passive investor and an active investor. Active investors try to beat the market by buying and selling at the perfect time. But the truth is that no one can predict the market with 100% accuracy. Passive investors, on the other hand, don't try to beat the market. They simply buy and hold a diversified portfolio of index funds. And over the long run, passive investors come out ahead. Building wealth isn't about being smart enough to beat the market. It's about being disciplined enough to own it. The greatest financial tool you have isn't a stock picking app. It's time. The sooner you start, the more powerful compounding becomes. Compounding is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. You've been sold a lie that has kept millions of people from ever achieving true financial freedom. The lie that to build wealth, you must be smart, you must be lucky, or you must be an expert. You have to know when to buy, when to sell, and which single stock is going to explode next. But the truth is that you don't have to do any of that. The secret to building wealth is a low-cost index fund. And the best part is that you can start with as little as a few dollars. All you need to do is open a brokerage account, search for a low-cost S&P 500 index fund, set up a recurring deposit, and let compounding interest work its magic. So stop waiting and start investing today. You have everything you need. If you want to know which index fund is right for you, comment index below. Don't forget to subscribe to Pocket Watching for more actionable money tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.